In the fog-shrouded town of Hollow's End, the disappearances had become a nightly terror. Children first, then farmers, then the baker's wife. Each vanished without a trace, leaving only a sour smell of burnt herbs and a single black feather on their doorstep. Whispers spread like wildfire. Deep in the whispering woods lived a witch named Griselda the Ravenous. She dragged the living back to her crooked hut, enslaved them with iron collars and dark spells, and when they grew too weak to work, she roasted them over her hearth. The mayor and the desperate families gathered in the town square, lanterns trembling in their hands. "We need someone who fears nothing," the mayor declared. "Someone unusual." They sent for Tom Flash. Tom arrived at dusk on a battered unicycle, bells jingling on his patched coat, face painted in bright white with a crimson smile that never quite reached his eyes. A faded rainbow wig sat crooked on his head, and a battered rubber chicken hung from his belt like a sword. He was no ordinary clown. He was the last of the Laughing Order traveling performers who fought monsters with tricks, sleight of hand, and sheer absurdity. "Which problem, eh?" Tom said, honking a horn that made an old woman faint. "I'll bring her head back before the moon's full. Save your folks if they're still breathing." He pedaled into the woods at midnight, leaving a trail of glittering confetti that glowed faintly under the trees. The forest grew darker, twisted. Thorns reached like claws. Soon, Tom found Griselda's hut half sunk into a swamp, roofed with human bones, chimney coughing black smoke. Iron cages ringed the clearing. Inside them, hollow-eyed townsfolk stared out, too broken to call for help. The door slammed open. Out stepped Griselda. She was tall and gaunt, skin like moldy leather, teeth filed to points. Her fingers ended in rusty hooks, and her eyes burned yellow with hate. A necklace of finger bones rattled against her chest. "Another fool," she hissed, voice like cracking ice. "Come to join my supper?" Tom hopped off his unicycle and bowed theatrically. "Evening, ma'am. Nice place. Very homey. Mind if I take the prisoners and your head?" In that order. Griselda screamed and attacked. She hurled curses that turned the ground to grasping hands. Tom cartwheeled away, flinging a handful of flash powder that exploded in blinding colors. The witch roared and charged, swinging a staff carved from a spine. Tom ducked, produced a pie from nowhere, and smashed it into her face blackberry filling mixed with sleeping powder. Griselda staggered, spitting curses and fruit. "You think your children's games can stop me?" she snarled, ripping the pie from her eyes. She grew taller, bones cracking, claws lengthening. Dark magic coiled around her like living smoke. Tom's smile never wavered. "Lady, I once made a werewolf cry with balloon animals. You're just Thursday." He pulled a long ribbon from his sleeve. It snapped out like a whip, wrapping her wrists. Griselda laughed until the ribbon ignited with sparkling fireworks, burning her flesh and breaking her concentration. While she shrieked, Tom dashed forward, honking his horn directly in her ear. The sound, amplified by hidden bells, shattered her focus completely. In the moment of stunned silence, Tom drew a hidden blade, shaped like a comedy mask, from his coat and drove it upward. The witch's scream cut short, her body crumpled, still twitching with leftover malice. By dawn, Tom emerged from the woods pushing a squeaky wagon. The freed townsfolk stumbled behind him, weak but alive. Over his shoulder, tied by its stringy hair, swung Griselda's severed head. Its yellow eyes were wide in final surprise. The townspeople cheered as Tom planted a tall stake in the center of the square. He nailed the witch's head to it with 3 iron spikes. Black blood dripped slowly onto the cobblestones. "Let every witch, hag, and shadow thing hear this," Tom called, voice carrying across the square. His painted smile was calm now, almost gentle. "Hollow's End is off the menu. Next one who tries gets the same treatment, only slower." He tipped his rainbow wig to the crowd, hopped back onto his unicycle, and pedaled away, bells jingling into the morning mist. Behind him, the head of Griselda the Ravenous stared sightlessly at the rising sun, a warning no one in the woods would soon forget.